Hello folks, hope you're doing well. Another quick one about Man United, unfortunately. Yeah, I was watching something earlier where people were speaking about what United needs to do is get back. And very interestingly, they were talking about when Pep first went to City and Klopp first went to Liverpool. What both of them did to start the rebuild of their clubs was replace their goalkeeper and bring in a top central defender. As in, you start from the back. You build your team from the back forward, which I think does make sense. But if you can't be solid at the back, then you've got a problem, and you've got to deal with that. And yeah, so of course Pep wanted a goalkeeper that could be a player, rather than just someone who was a shot stopper. The problem is, United have got one of the best shot stoppers in the world, and he's been a phenomenal goalkeeper for them over that period of time he's been there. Yeah. Player of the season in the last 4 seasons? Maybe not last season, not sure, it could have been Ronaldo. But certainly before then, the last 6 seasons he's been player of the year at least 4 times. Which shows the level of importance he's had towards the club. But, yeah. If you're looking to start a rebuild, then really what the club should have done was brought in a goalkeeper who can play the way the manager wants the team to play. Yeah, if he wants the goalkeeper to be playing the ball out and to be acting as an extra defender, then he's got to get a goalkeeper in situ who can do that. And De Gea isn't that. He just isn't. Yeah, I wish him well, and I respect the crap out of the man because, on Saturday he didn't have a good game, but he came out afterwards and he spoke to the press. He put his hands up. Yeah, we got a captain who will not come out to the press, who will not stand up for his team and for his players. And when Maguire has a bad game, does he come out and speak to the press? Nope. But David De Gea does, and I respect him for that. And I wish that there was a way that he could be turned into the player that United need moving forwards to play the way Ten Hag wants his goalkeeper to play, but I can't see it. Yeah, it's regrettable, but hopefully he can prove everyone wrong. Hopefully he can become that with time. Yeah, hopefully he can do, but yeah, well, Liverpool had to replace here, so did City. Because Joe Hart couldn't change, could he? So they replaced him. How big a goalkeeper was Joe Hart for City? He was immense for them, wasn't he? Yeah. So, yeah. Well, So if you're talking about players, are there any players there at the club now that would be worth keeping? For me, Bailly. I'd definitely keep Bailly because I think he is that sort of player. Yeah, he's the sort of player who will push. Yeah, he will push the other team back because of the way he plays. He's a very aggressive player in that sense. So you need him. I'm not sure if there are any other defenders. Thuram maybe. He's a very experienced defender, one of the top defenders, certainly over the last 10 years. So, okay, maybe keep him. But certainly Maguire, yeah, sell him for 10 million. Just get rid of him. Yeah, the money you spent on him is gone. Now, if he plays crap football, you're not really making that money back, are you? Because what's the point in finishing 5th, 6th, 7th with Maguire if you can get rid of Maguire and start your rebuild? Get rid of Maguire, Lindelof. I mean, I think they could probably sell Lindelof. Well, I don't think they probably paid as much for him, and I didn't. And what I meant is in contract wages. I don't think they're paying as much in that way for Lindelof as they are for Maguire. So therefore, easier for another team to get him, and be interested in buying him, Lindelof. And I think he's actually a better defender than Maguire. So I think there will be teams interested in Lindelof. So I'll get rid of Lindelof, Maguire. Martinez, I would see if he can work as a holding midfielder, because apparently he can play there, and he does seem to be that sort of player who can play there. So okay, he can play there. Certainly a right back to get rid of. I mean, although you could say Delo, maybe keep him, but the problem is Delo is terrible defensively. He really is quite poor defensively. Whereas I'd say going forward, I'd give him a 6, maybe 5, 6 maybe out of 10. Defensively, he'd probably get a 3 out of 10. Whereas obviously Wan-Bissaka would get probably a 6 out of 10 defensively, but going forward would get a 3. What you need is someone who's as good as Wan-Bissaka defensively and as good as Delo offensively. And then you can get rid of those two and you'll be saving money with regards to wages. But of course you might need to keep one. You might need to keep one with regards to squad. And that'll probably have to be Delo. So keep him. I'd keep the new left back, but I'd get rid of Shaw. I'd get rid of him now. I would now, because how many seasons has it been of Shaw playing really, really poorly? I think he had one good season a couple of years ago. But at the past 4 seasons, he's been absolutely terrible. He's been really, really poor as a sort of left wing back. He's been absolutely terrible, making so many bad decisions. Not actually covering and not being sensible with regards to where he is on the pitch. That when we lose the ball, he's in the wrong position to be able to come back and defend, which is really part of his job. But it's caught out of position so often. So Malacia, I'll keep him. I'll keep Brandon Williams as well. Brandon Williams is, I think, counted as homegrown. You need homegrown for any European competition, certainly in the future. But I'll get rid of Shaw. He's had enough time at the club to show that he belongs, and he still hasn't done it. He still isn't doing it at all. Get rid of him. Sentimentality. Well, as I say, if we should be getting rid of the guy because he's not the right sort of goalkeeper that we need moving forwards, then surely why would we keep Shaw? Sentimentality would go with the guy rather than Shaw, wouldn't it, really? And if the decision would be get rid of the guy because he's not the right goalkeeper, because he can't do that. Now, okay, give him time. Shaw's had time. De Gea hasn't really had time playing in that way of football. So give him time. But how long? 1 season, that's it. I say next summer, if he isn't that player, sorry David, you're going to move on. So who else? I would get rid of Bruno. I'd get rid of Bruno because Bruno had half of a decent season, half of a good season, basically. He had a good half of a season, put it that way. But since then, he's been terrible. He's not been able to bring that form back. Now, to me, players have to deal with their own form. It's up to them to bring their form back. If they can't do it, then bye-bye, go somewhere else. Be someone else's problem. I'm sorry, but you have to go. Van de Beek, I'd give him till January. if he hasn't persuaded his ex-manager that he's up to the job, get rid of him, because he had a time at United when he couldn't get into the team under Ollie. Then he went to Everton, did okay at Everton. He didn't actually blow the world apart when he was at Everton. He did okay. So January, and if he hasn't proven, then good luck. I wish you well. Yeah, but get rid. McTominay, get rid. Keep Fred. Well, again, McTominay, January. I'd say give him till January, because again, he's had how many seasons when he's underperformed? He's occasionally performed well in a game, but that's occasionally. Get rid of him. Fred I'd keep, because Fred is more of a hustler-bustler sort of midfielder. He's no good as a holding midfielder, but as a hustler-bustler, then he's pretty good. And when he has actually got forward, he's played some decent passes. He's created some chances and he's scored a few himself. He's done better than McTominay in that way. So keep Fred, get rid of McTominay. Sancho. He's a problem. I'll keep him for now. On the other side, Rashford, I think if PSG were serious about wanting Rashford, I'd let him go. Rashford really, for the past at least 2 seasons, he's been absolutely terrible. Really, really poor. Yeah, really, really poor. A lot of people still think there's a good player in there. But if there is, I don't think that player's going to come out at United. I just don't. Get rid of. Who else? Ronaldo. Well, I'd leave it up to him. I mean, certainly if you're talking about long term, he'd be gone anyway. He'd either be gone this window or next summer. He'd be gone, so that's not a consequence really. Elanga, again, I'd say give Elanga a season, because he's going to be in the squad. He's going to be training. If the manager still doesn't fancy him, even though Rashford is playing terribly, even though Sancho isn't really putting up any trees, I'd give him a season. I wouldn't give him longer. Look, players have got to understand, they should understand, that if they're at that club, they have a job to do. They have to prove to that manager that they belong. If they can't do that in the whole of a season, then bye-bye. You can go. If it's Elanga, you get money for Elanga. If it's Rashford, you get money. If it's Sancho, you get money. You wouldn't lose as much as you'd lose on the likes of Harry Maguire or Wan-Bissaka, but So, I agree completely with Radnick when Radnick said 10 players have to go. And I even said before this window started that 10 players having to go aren't the ones leaving on a free. In the squad, there's still another 10 players, because of course you've got to get rid of Jones. Got to let him move on. And there's a load of other players. Even Heaton as a spare goalkeeper. No, really, it should now be a young goalkeeper that now is like the number 2. Someone behind the guy, learning for a season how to play the way that Ten Hag wants. That's what they should have done. They should have brought in, a 22-year-old. Instead, they brought in a 30-year-old. How old is Heaton? About 34, maybe. He's not a player for the future. I'm sorry, but we've just got rid of Matic and Mata, that were old age pensioners with regards to footballers. Why do we need a goalkeeper that isn't part of the future? He's not good enough to challenge the guy, is he? So, no, let him go as well. He shouldn't have been brought back. That's the reality. He shouldn't have been brought back. They've made so many mistakes in the players that they brought into the club and brought back, and certainly the wages they paid to players. But if you're going to do a rebuild, then certainly I would focus on the majority of the players. And just say, I'm sorry, but you've had your chance. You haven't proved that you belong. You've basically been here and yeah, you played the way you did against Brentford. When the other teams score, suddenly you completely drop and you forget how to play football and you forget how to run. You forget that your job is to get the ball back off them and put the ball in their net. That's your job. If you can't remember that while you're playing, then go somewhere else. Be someone else's problem. Yeah, you stay here. There's no guarantee that you're going to actually be brilliant in the future. But let's bring in players that don't have a history of being crap and replace you with them. There's a chance that they might be crap in the future. But there's also a very good chance that they'll be really good. Yeah, because we have a brand new beginning and they have a brand new beginning to start something new. They haven't learnt bad habits and continued in bad habits at the club. Still taking home their wages, thinking that they've earned them somehow. No, I'd be quite hard on them because it's a job. If you're talking about any other job, if you have a team of staff that are underperforming to that level, you would drop the whole lot, wouldn't you? You'd come in with severance packets for the whole lot and say, right, you're gone. But I say, in the same thing, you have to get rid of the CEO as well and say, I'm sorry, you've only just come in, but you're basically a mirror image of Woodward. You really are. Well, because he is. He trained at the same college as Woodward, basically went under Woodward for all that time. Incredibly stupid appointment, really. The problem is the Glazers look at it from the point of view that they thought that Woodward did a good job. He did for them. The club made a lot of money. Footballing terms, the club were blinking awful, and Woodward made some terrible decisions with regards to transfers. So, I mean, as I say, on one of the windows, Woodward went on holiday just as the window started. Just when your job is really supposed to start with regards to the footballing, point of view. Bringing in new players to help the team perform better next season and do better in the league, you decide to go on holiday. That shows where your priorities are. And this Murtaugh is basically the same. Get rid of Dan Fletcher. What on earth is he doing there? If you're going to be bringing someone in as a director of football, then bring someone in who's actually experienced and knowledgeable in that, rather than some person who's only just finished playing football and has no experience of that job. So I think ruthlessness is what you need, certainly if you're going to address the issues fairly quickly and turn the corner. Are they going to do that? No, but that was pretty much what Ragnick was talking about, and I think that's why he was sacked, because he was talking about making radical changes like that, and the board said no. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.